Hi, I'm Åke Edman, one of the developers of VSCP. I want to show you some features of the VSCP Works program today, and first of all, it's started here, and what we have are some different types of windows we can use. We have a client window, a device configuration window, a boot loader wizard, and a device scan. I can show you the device scan first. When we do scan, we have to select some interfaces we want to work on, and we have two options here. We can use a local canal interface, and if you look here, we have a peak adapter on the CAN bus, and one of our team members adapters, GEDS adapter, USB adapter, but we can also use a TSP interface, and in this case we have a remote host which everyone can test, dusselus.se, and a local host, but I use the local interface here now, so I have a peak adapter connected. And we just can do scan here, like this. And as you see, this scan finds 3 adapters on this bus very fast. I know there's no more adapters. You see, it gets very slow when there are no adapters connected. So what we know from this is that we have 3 adapters on this bus. Let's find what they are. The client window it has the same first interface. We select what interface we want to talk to. It's TCP, IP, or canal. We can look. You see also the unconnected mode, which we can use if we want to look at some saved data or something. But for an interface, we can add in new interfaces, of course, and we can edit interfaces, and we can remove them, and in this case we can look how they look like. They have a name. It's a driver. It should be a canal driver and a parameter string for the driver, and a custom flag. We can search the driver, and we can use a wizard to set it up according to the canal standard. And the TCP IP interface is the same, most the same in a way. We have a description of the host we want to connect to. This is a VSCP daemon then. And it's got an URL, dusselus.se, in this case a server port. This is a standard VSCP port, and we have a username, which was spelled wrong in this case, and a password, admin secret if you want to try this host. On a host we can use different interfaces, and one thing, if we set this up, we can test the connection and see if it works. And as this says, I have a successful connection to this server. It's a bit slow on this machine because I have a wireless modem, but it's okay. I can set up a filter for this type, and I can filter on classes, masks, classes, with a filter and a mask, and priority, index, zone, subzone, and UID. And I can load and save and use the filter wizard. I can also check the interfaces on this remote machine. And if we look at this, this machine only have the internal interfaces at the moment. So internal decision matrix client, we see here, it's an internal UDP transmit client, and an internal UDP receiver client, an internal daemon VSCP worker client, and remote. So it's nothing special on this one. But if we wanted to, we can select one of these and click OK, and we will only talk to that channel. No channel except that channel. So if we want to talk to a specific interface, that is good to set it up. If we want to talk to all interfaces, we set them all fields here to 0. Okay, we talk to the standard interface, the same interface as we used for the scan here now, the peak adapter, and it's a canal interface out to CAN bus. And if we look at this, I can do some activity on this, and this is a token activity. It's a RFID unit, and we can look at the event coming in, and we can see that this is a received event, and we can see the date and the time when it was received. It's class 1, says it's a level 1 event, and its class information is the class of it, and its token activity, which is a type, and we have them spelled out in hexadecimal and a decimal there also. The data count is 8, and we see the data here in hexadecimal, and this is spelled out in clear text. Its token activity, the event code is 0. This token was touched and released. It's an RFID tag, and token code is 2, which says that the data here should be interpreted as a 64-bit number. The zone is 255 and the subzone is 255, and index is 4 for this unit. We also have some information here. The UID for this is all 0 here, which means that this is a local interface. They will always be set to 0 in that case. And the 1 here, which says that this is from a node with nickname 1. If you see in the data part here, you see that we receive events all the time here. There's a temperature events. You can click on 1. And again we see that we get the date and all that stuff, and this is a class measurement, also a level 1 event. It's a temperature event, and the data count here is 4, and this is the normalized data we see here, and spelled out it's sensor 0, and the temperature is 25 degrees about Celsius here at the moment. And see UID here again, all 0s says this is a local interface. The 2 here says this is node 2 on this bus. And we have some other here, also a head, and which doesn't mean anything for the local interface, and a timestamp that is a relative clock for things here. The third node here is an RVR or Atmel node, and I can push a button on it, so like that. You see here we get some on events, and again I click on them, and this is class information again, and it's an on event. We see it here, and the data is index 0, zone 0, and subzone 1 for this one, and it's from node 3. I can press another button like that, and we see we have another index for that, and the subzone also changed because we address each button here with a subzone and an index, but it's the same node.